Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headlines today.
The brother of Diana, Princess of Wales, has said he is amazed that no criminal charges have been brought over the manner in which the BBC's Martin Bashir secured his Panorama interview with her in 1995.
Firefighters in Spain are still battling to contain dozens of wildfires, and authorities there say they fear the worst is yet to come.
Nearly 200,000 hectares of land have been destroyed so far this year. One of the latest towns to be evacuated is Ateca in northeast Spain. That's from where our Europe correspondent Nick Beake sent this report. The two remaining candidates in the race to become the UK's next Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, have given their first major interviews since reaching the final round of the contest.
We speak to our viral disease specialists are meeting today to decide whether the World Health Organization should declare an emergency over the spread of monkeypox.
Now, since May, there have been 14,000 cases globally. The NHS is stepping up its vaccination programme against the disease as more supplies of the jab become available. Our global health correspondent Naomi Grimley has more.
Time now is 17 minutes past 6. One of the story for you this morning, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have released a new picture of their son Prince George celebrating his 9th birthday. Let's take a look at the weather today. Matt, morning to you. Lots of people, of course, start the school holidays, basically, isn't it? Across this weekend, everyone's going to be going away. How's it looking?
It is. Now, the families of 5 children waiting for a life-saving heart transplant have come together. They want to urge people to consider organ donation, with the number of available donors having dropped since the pandemic. How big an issue is it? Well, there are currently 6,400 people in the UK waiting for an organ transplant, of which nearly 200 are children. And included in those numbers are nearly 300 people waiting for a heart transplant. 50 of those are children. An average waiting time for a heart transplant is currently around 17 months for non-urgent cases and 3 months for urgent cases. Sadly, around 6 children die each year whilst waiting for a transplant in the UK. Our health correspondent Sharon Barber went to meet some of the families who are experiencing these issues. We'll bring you that report a little later on. The time now is 20 minutes past 6.
It's very hard to understand what those parents are going through, and we're going to try and get a little more insight. Just after 8 o'clock this morning, we're speaking to Alexa and Stuart, who are mum and dad to Ethan. We may actually talk to Ethan as well, who's 3 years old and waiting a heart transplant operation. So that's coming up at 10 past 8. We'll just try and find out a little bit more about the campaign and what they're trying to achieve and what life is like for them on a day-to-day basis.
It's 25 minutes past 6. Now, lots of people setting off on a big summer getaway. It means a busy day on the planes, trains, ferries, and of course on the roads, which will also be disrupted by fuel protests in some areas.
Hannah's at a garage in Cheshire for us this morning. Good morning to you, Hannah. So some things are outside of travellers' control, aren't they? Like the protests, which we'll be looking into today. But keeping your car in decent shape, people can do that anyway.
So you regularly check your oil. You're quite good, aren't you?
Yeah, it's one small thing. One small thing I do.
I do the screen wash.
That's important.
I'm not so good at checking the oil. I will be better.
And the tyres?
Always the tyres. It's coming up to 6:30. Find out what's happening where you are. See you shortly. We've learned things. Kittiwakes. Have you heard of Kittiwakes? I know they've got some they're clearing. Bonksies.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Learn something new every day.
And I'll tell you what, obviously they've got real problems there, and you know, hoping people stick to the rules. But there is a man who is happy in his work, isn't it? You just absolutely
one of the best jobs ever. I mean, hopefully it will get better because the birds will be protected, and this kind of hiatus will only be for a short period.
Nice whitewash on the wall as well.
Very neat.
It was
very neat.
nice.
Very neat. Find out what's happening where you are. We'll be back with the headlines at 7.
TV series. Did you know did you have any idea when you were in that first series, kind of the phenomena that it was going to become?
Well, we were just watching the report, and I think it looks good.
This was not an option. I was just thinking they could have had a real contestant.
I never auditioned for any parts. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. No.
Stick to the baking and the accountancy, which is what your day job.
Why did you do it? I mean,
I think it was one of those